Good morning, good afternoon, at good evening mga kaibigan. Welcome sa second video presentation for the subject non-institutional correction. So let us start this by answering this question. So first question for the second video presentation. No? The period of probation of a defendant sentenced to a term of imprisonment of not more than 1 year shall, no? So letter A, not exceed 1 year. Letter B, not exceed 2 years. Letter C, not exceed 4 years. And delta, not exceed 6 years. No? So ano nga ba yung pong probation program kapag ka ang sentensya, no? Yung imprisonment term is not more than 1 year. No? So the possible, no, maximum probation program is not to exceed 2 years. Okay, so that is based on provision of PD 968 na kung saan kapag ka yung pong imprisonment or yung penalty is not exceeding 1 year, then hindi din po dapat lalagpas sa 2 years yung kanyang probation program, no? And in all other cases, no, pagka more than 1 year naman yung sentence, then yung probation program shall not exceed 6 years. Okay? So yun po yung nakasaad sa PD 968 as amended. Okay? So yung duration ng probation program, no, ay meron pong minimum, yan. Okay, pagka minimum duration ng probation program, that is 1 year hanggang 2 years. Yung duration naman ng medium, no, medium probation program ay 3 years hanggang 4 years. And yung maximum, no, ay mula 5 years hanggang 6 years. So the maximum probation program in all cases, no, kahit 6 years pa ang penalty, 6 years din yung maximum probation program. Okay? At dati, ang po pwedeng maximum case na pwedeng hawakan ng isang volunteer probation assistant or VPA, kapag ka ang hawak nila ay minimum cases, pwede silang humawak ng 10, no, na probationers, no. Kapag ka naman medium yung kanilang sinusubaybayan, pwede pong 5 cases ang kanilang hahawakan. Tapos kapag maximum yung program, 3 cases, no. Pero sa provision ng 10707, okay, regardless kung minimum, medium, or maximum ang po pwedeng subaybayan or i-supervise ng volunteer probation assistant ay hanggang 5 cases na lamang. No? Maximum of 5 cases to be supervised regardless whether minimum yung probation program, medium, or maximum. All right. Next question. Mr. Wong has been convicted of a crime and has been sentenced to a probationable penalty, meaning that is 6 years and below. No? Within 15 days before judgment become final, he decided to file an appeal to the higher court. Given the circumstance or this circumstance, Mr. Wong still eligible for probation. No? Letter A, yes, because he filed an appeal before judgment become final. Letter B, no, the filing of an appeal disqualify him from probation. Or Charlie, yes, because the appeal process does not affect the eligibility for probation. Or Delta, no, because probation eligibility is only granted once sentence becomes final and executory, no. So the answer for this question, or the best answer, is Delta, no. So once na nag-appeal na, no, at natapos na yung 15 days na yan, no, once that a certain person have already appealed, no, and naglapse na po yung 15 days, the person will no longer be eligible for probation mga kaibigan, ano? Yan. So tandaan natin na kung saan nakalagay po sa PD 968 as amended, no? The probation can only be availed within 15 days. Okay? So merong dalawa na pwedeng gawin, either to apply for probation or pwede rin namang mag-appeal. Okay, ngayon kapag ka po nag-appeal ka at natapos na yung 15 days na yan, yung appeal mo na yung masusunod syempre. At kung ano man yung decision sa appeal, yan kahit yung 6 years ay gagawin na 2 years ay hindi ka na pwedeng mag-avail ng probation based from the modified decision. Okay? Maliban na lamang kung yung penalty that is imposed is non-probationable penalty. Meaning more than 6 years, tapos inappeal mo, yan, pagka inappeal mo ang non-probationable penalty and the appellate court have imposed a probationable penalty, po pwede pong mag-avail ng probation based from the revised or modified decision. So ito po ay base sa provision ng Republic Act number 10707, which states that if a non-probationable penalty was appealed to the higher court and the higher court imposes a probationable penalty, the convicted offender can avail probation based from the modified decision or mula doon sa binagong decision. Pero kung ang probationable penalty, which is 6 years below, inappeal mo, kahit anuman ang maging decision niyan, ay hindi ka na pwedeng mag-avail ng probation. Okay? So yun yung dahilan kung bakit si Mr. Wong ay hindi na po pwedeng mag-avail ng probation once na siya ay nag-appeal since his sentence is already a probationable penalty. All right? So, saan po makikita po yung provision na yan or ano po yung ating legal basis? That is Republic Act number 10707, no? So, nakalagay dito, no? Grant of probation subject to provision of this decree. The trial court, after it may have been convicted and sentenced a defendant for a probationable penalty upon application by the said defendant within the period of perfecting an appeal, it may suspend the execution of sentence, no? Basta within 15 days pa. Pero pag natapos na yon, hindi ka na po pwedeng mag-apply ng probation, ano? Place a defendant on probation, period, and upon such term and condition at may be deemed best. So no application for probation shall be entertained or granted if the defendant have already perfected the appeal. Yan. So pag naglaps na po yung 15 days, ito yung basis ng question na ating sinagot kanina, no? Provided that when a judgment imposing a non-probationable penalty, ito yung pangalawang in-explain ko kanina, no? Na kapag ka po ang non-probationable penalty is appealed or reviewed by the appellate court, no, and modified at nag-impose ng probationable. So napakadaling tandaan, mula sa non-probationable ginawang probationable. And po pwedeng mag-apply ng probation base sa modified decision. Okay? So, tandaan natin pagka sinabing non-probationable penalty, more than 6 years, inappeal mo sa higher court, ginawang 6 years and below. Pwedeng mag-apply ng probation base doon sa modified decision before the decision becomes final, no? So the application for probation based from the modified decision shall be filed in the trial court where the judgment imposing non-probationable penalty was rendered, or pwede rin doon sa court which the case was re-raffled. Okay? So yun po yung patakaran, no, base sa 10707. Pero kapag ang penalty po ay 6 years at yan ay na-appeal, in-appeal mo, kahit gawin na 1 year yan, hindi ka na pwedeng mag-avail ng probation since ang na-amend lamang ng 10707 ay yung non-probationable na ginawang probationable or more than 6 years at ginawang 6 years and below ng appellate court. Alright? Yan. Then, in case involving several defendants where some have taken further appeal, the other defendant may apply for probation by submitting the application attaching thereto. Submitting a written application and of course kasama yung certified true copy of the judgment of conviction. The trial court, upon receipt of the application filed, may suspend the execution of sentence. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ka po 5 yung ating convicted offender, yung 3 ay nag-appeal at yung 2 naman ay nag-apply ng probation, no? Pwede po ba yon? Pwedeng-pwede. Okay? At yung pag-a-appeal nung 3 ay hindi makakaapekto sa pag-a-apply nung 2 sa probation. At yung pag-apply naman nung 2 sa probation ay hindi rin makakaapekto sa appeal nung 3 kasamahan nila na gumawa ng krimen. This notwithstanding, the accused shall lose the benefit of probation should he seek for review. Once kasi na inappeal mo yung probationable penalty, ay nawawalan ka na ng karapatan para mag-apply ng probation. Kasi probationable penalty na yun, no? Probation may be granted whether the sentence imposes a term of imprisonment or fine only. The filing of application shall be deemed a waiver of the right to appeal, and an order granting or denying probation shall not be appealable. All right? Our next question, what do you call the order of the trial court in either granting or denying probation? What do you call the order of the trial court in granting or denying probation? No? The letter A, not later than 15 days. Letter B, probation order. Letter C, release document. And Delta, post-sentence investigation report. No? And so hindi naman po release document yon kasi nga yan ay binibigay sa isang paroli o tsaka pardoni, ano, pag nag-grant yung parol o kaya naman ay conditional pardon. Hindi rin post-sentence investigation, no, kasi yan ay report na basis ng court whether they will grant or deny probation. Isa lang naman ang order dyan, that is probation order. Okay? Probation order is the order of the trial court granting or denying the probation. Okay? So, the court shall resolve the application for probation not later than 15 days, no, after the receipt of the report. Ano yung report na kailangan na ma-receive ng court yan, ano? Yung report na sinasabi diyan ay yung post-sentence investigation report, no? So after na na-receive ng korte yung post-sentence investigation report, the court must make a resolution, okay, not later than 15 days or within 15 days. Dati, 5 days po yan sa PD 968 as amended, mga kaibigan. No? So ngayon ay 15 days na po. Next question, who has the authority to approve the application of probationer for request to travel outside his territorial jurisdiction for a period of more than 30 days? Okay, so sino yung may authority para mag-approve ng travel order, no, ng isang probationer kapag ang travel is already more than 30 days? Letter A, the probation officer who supervises the probationer. Letter B, the chief of the probation and parole officer. Charlie is trial court, and Delta, the application will be deemed as a courtesy supervision. So tandaan po natin, ang isang probationer ay hindi siya basta-basta pwedeng lumabas doon sa territorial jurisdiction ng court kung saan siya nag-grant ng probation. So like for example, if a certain person was granted probation in Baguio City, ay hindi po siya po pwedeng lumabas basta-basta within the territorial jurisdiction of the trial court ng Baguio City. No, pagka gusto niyang lumabas ay kailangan niya pong magpaalam. All right? No. So ang sagot po dito, pagka more than 30 days na ang travel, yan na po ay kailangan ng aprubahan ng trial court, yung tinatawag na travel order. All right? So, ito po yung travel, no, outside, or yung rules about the travel of a certain probationer, no? Pagka gusto niyang mag-travel outside the territorial jurisdiction. A probation officer may authorize, no, a probationer to travel outside this area of territorial jurisdiction for a period of not more than 10 days actually, no. Pagka not more than 10 days ay i-authorize lamang ng probation officer. Pero yung approval pa rin ay kailangang aprubahan pa rin yan ng Chief of the Parole and Probation Office. Okay, so authorization or authorized by probation officer, approved by the CPPO pa rin. If the travel is more than 10 days but not exceeding 30 days, then ang mag-a-approve po dyan mga kaibigan ay yung CPPO. Tapos, recommendation si probation officer. Okay, so pakitandaan, kapag ka po ang travel ay 1 to 10 days, yan, 1 to 10 days, authorized by the probation officer and approved pa rin ng CPPO. Kapag ka po more than 10, that is 11 days but not exceeding 30 days, recommendation by the probation officer, no, yung pong SPPO, yung tinatawag na supervising parole and probation officer, siya po yung magre-recommend na, then approved by the chief of the parole and probation office. In short, dalawa lang po ang mag-a-approve, no, ng travel order, yung CPPO at saka po yung trial court, no. So a probationer who seek to travel up to 30 days outside the operational jurisdiction shall file the application for travel within 5 days before the intended travel. Okay, schedule of a request for outside travel, or yung gamit na form ay PPA form number 7 with the said office properly recommended, no, by the supervising parole and probation officer. Yan, so SPPO on case, and it must be approved by the CPPO. Ganon, no? Ayan. So, kapag ka 1 to 10 days, authorized by the SPPO, then approved by the CPPO. Kapag ka naman more than 10, that is 11, but not more than 30, recommended by the SPPO, approved by the CPPO, or the Chief of the Parole and Probation Office. If requested travel is more than 30 days, the request, ilan ba yung more than 30 days? 31 days, ano? The request shall be recommended by the CPPO and submitted to the trial court for approval. Ayan, so tandaan po, no? Kapag ka po more than 30 days na ang travel, recommended by the Chief of the Parole and Probation Office and approved by the trial court. Siyempre yung judge ng trial court. If the outside travel for a cumulative duration of more than 30 days within a period of 6 months, nag-travel siya for more than 30 days, then kailangan ng tinatawag na courtesy supervision. So ibig sabihin, siya po ay, or yung probationer, pagka nag-travel sa ibang lugar outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court, gaya na nag-impose sa kanya ng probation, ay kailangan niyang mag-report doon sa probation office na kanyang pupuntahan, mga kaibigan. Yun ang tinatawag na courtesy supervision. All right? Next question. Who shall approve the request if the probationer filed an application to transfer or change his residence? So, pagka gusto mong magbago, or yung probationer gustong magbago ng residence, no, or gustong mag-transfer ng residence. So letter A, the probation officer who supervises the probationer. Letter B, the chief of the parole and probation officer, the CPPO. Charlie, the trial court, and Delta, the application will be deemed as a courtesy supervision. So the answer for this question is Charlie, no? Yun ngang travel na more than 30 days si trial court na. Yun pa kayang transfer of residence. Ayan, no? So, i-recommend lang ng Chief of the Parole and Probation Office with the recommendation of CPPO and approve ng trial court kapag ka po transfer of residence. All right? Next question, what form should be filed by the probationer if he want to request for change of residence? So anong form yung ginagamit? So letter A, PPA form number 3, PPA form number 4, PPA form number 8, or PPA form number 24. So ano nga bang form ang gagamitin? Ano? Yung pong PPA form number 24. So these are the usual form that is used for the non-institutional correction na ginagamit ng Parole and Probation Administration. So pag sinabing PPA Form 1, that is the investigation worksheet for probation, no? That PPA Form 2, that is the waiver or waiver cum authorization, ayan ay pinapapirma ng probation officer, either the CPPO or yung investigating officer, no, within 5 days, no, within 5 days doon sa 60 days na yon, nagkakaroon ng tinatawag na initial interview within 5 days at within 5 days na yan, na pagkakandak ng initial interview, pinapapirmahan yung investigation or pinapafill upan ng probation office, yung pong investigation worksheet at saka waiver cum authorization, no? Yan yung kapag ka hindi po pumunta yung pong petitioner doon sa initial interview para sa pagpirma sa investigation worksheet or waiver, ay pwede siyang i-declare as absconding petitioner. Yan, no? Then yung PSIR, that is the PPA Form 3, PPA Form 4 is the instruction to the probationer na kailangan yung sundin. PPA Form 5 is the monthly caseload report, no? PPA Form number 7 is the request for outside travel, no? Outside the territorial jurisdiction of the court that has jurisdiction over the probation of a certain probationer. PPA Form 8, ito yung violation report. Isinasubmit ang violation report, sabi nga natin, after the fact-finding investigation. At ginagawa lang po ang fact-finding investigation if a certain probationer ay meron pong tinatawag nating infractions or nakagawa ng violation of probation at gumagawa yung probation officer ng fact-finding investigation, tapos ay magpe-prepare ng violation report as the basis of the court for issuance of warrant of arrest. So PPA Form number 9, the probation office final report or yung tinatawag na termination report, no? PPA Form 9. PPA Form 24, request for transfer or change of residence. PPA Form 29, that is application for probation. Mostly this can be used if the counsel of the defendant has not prepared a petition, no? And we have PPA Form 25, that is a pre-parole or the pre-executive clemency investigation report. PPA Form 27 infraction report para ito sa paroli at saka sa pardoni, no? At saka po PPA Form 28 summary report para pa rin sa paroli at saka pardoni. So these are the common, no, reports submitted by the PPA, no? Yan, PPA ang gumagawa ng report. Kapag ka po probation, saan nagsasubmit ang PPA ng report na ito? Sa korte. Yan. Pero kapag ka po yung pong executive clemencies and parole, saan po nagsasubmit si PPA ng report? Doon po sa Board of Pardon and Parole or sa BPP. Okay? So you must know how to distinguish, no, yung mga report na isinasubmit ng PPA doon sa court at yung isinasubmit ng PPA sa BPP. O tatlo lang naman yung usual na report na sinasubmit, no, ng PPA sa BPP. Alright? Or ng PPA sa court usually, no? Yung mga report, tatlo lang yan. Okay, next. If the probation is granted, the following are the condition imposed upon a probationer except yan yung hindi kasama ang hinahanap, ano? So letter A, appear before the probation officer within 15 days. Letter B, report to the probation officer at least once a month. Letter C, not to commit another offense while under supervision. And delta, comply with any other condition imposed by the court. No? So ano ang hindi kasama sa condition na ini-impose upon a probationer? That is alpha. Alright? So ano nga ba yung mga conditions na ini-impose ng korte? Okay? So when probation is granted, what are the conditions imposed by the court? Merong tinatawag na mandatory conditions at saka meron pong discretionary. Depende sa court na po yon kung dadagdagan. So the mandatory condition of probation, yan, yung dalawang una ay matatagpuan sa provision ng PD 968, syempre, no? So ano yung una? Appear or the probationer must appear to the probation officer within 72 hours, okay, from the time of receipt nung probation order. Okay? So kailangan niya mag-appear doon sa probation office or probation officer within 72 hours. Yan yung pagka hindi nagpakita within 72 hours, hahanapin siya within 5 days diligently. Pagka hindi po makita, i-declare na as absconding probationer. Di ba? Pangalawa na condition na mandatory, ibig sabihin kailangan na ilagay ng court kahit ayaw niya kasi mandatory, ano? Yan, kasi ang ginamit sa PD 968 na term ay shall. Okay? So that is mandatory. Aside from initial supervision for 72 hours, then obligado rin na magre-report yung probationer at least once a month. Pwedeng mas madalas, wag lang less than once a month, no? And third, not to commit any other offense. Kaya nga ang probation, it could prevent the occurrence of crime. Pagka nag-commit ka ng another offense, your probation can be revoked, no? And number 4, to comply with other conditions imposed by the court. So ito yung mga mandatory conditions ng probation. Next question, when shall the supervision service to a probationer will commence? Kailan ba mag-i-start ang supervision service? No? Letter A, upon receipt of the probation order. Letter B, upon initial reporting of the probationer. Letter C, upon filing on an application for probation. Or delta, upon signing of the PPA form number 4. Okay, so kailan po nag-uumpisa ang supervision service ng Parole and Probation Administration over the probationer? That is upon initial reporting of the probationer to the probation officer. Ayan, no? So once na na-receive ng probationer yung kanyang probation order at magre-report siya sa probation officer, then the supervision service will commence. All right? So commencement of supervision service or start of the supervision service for purposes of the PPA omnibus rules. Now, supervision service commence on the day of the initial interview or reporting of the probationer to the probation officer. Such facts shall be noted in case notes of the client. Okay, so mula sa initial interview or yung reporting of the probationer, the supervision service commence. All right? Yun bang parole and probation administration ay pwedeng magbigay ng condition ng probation? The answer is no. Ang ginagawa po ng Parole and Probation Administration is to supervise yung probationer. Ang nagbibigay po ng condition ng probation ay walang iba kundi yung court. Ayan, no? So next, if the probationer has already absconded what report should be filed by the probation officer. O pag absconded na, ibig sabihin siya po ay hindi sumunod sa patakaran, hindi siya nag-report within 72 hours. Yan, no? So, ano ang report na ifa-file ng probation officer? So, letter A, violation report. Letter B, infraction report. Letter C, final report. And delta, progress report. So, ang report na isasubmit ay violation report after conducting anong klaseng investigation? Fact-finding investigation. Okay? So kapag ka po ang isang probationer, no, ay nag-violate ng condition ng probation or hindi po nagpakita within 72 hours, di ba? Siya ay hahanapin diligently within 5 days, mga kaibigan. Ngayon, kapag ka po hindi siya mahanap within 5 days, i-declare siya as absconding probationer. No? Kasi nga na siya ay isa ng probationer once na na-receive niya yung probation order. No? Doon niyo siya tatawaging probationer. So, ang nag-a-apply ng probation kasi, ang tawag natin ay petitioner. No? Kailan nagiging probationer ang petitioner? Once that the person have already received the probation order. No? Once na na-receive yung probation order, the petitioner becomes probationer. So kung hindi siya nagpakita within 72 hours, ito yung tinatawag na initial supervision, then hindi naman siya agad-agad na i-declare na absconding probationer. Ano? Siya hahanapin mo at hihintayin within 5 days. Pagkatapos pag hindi mahintay or hindi mahanap, then i-declare na yung tao as absconding probationer. Gagawa na po si probation officer ng tinatawag na fact-finding investigation, no? Para ma-determine ang mga reasons kung bakit hindi nag-report within 72 hours. Then after which ay magsasubmit sa court ng violation report, no? At sabi nga natin, ang violation report, mga kaibigan, prepared by the supervising parole and probation officer and approved by the CPPO or the Chief of the Parole and Probation Office. Pagkatapos noon ay dadalhin po sa court, no? Pagka po na-receive ng court yan, yung court ay mag-i-issue naman ng warrant of arrest. Okay? So kung ang tanong, what is the basis of the court for the issuance of warrant of arrest after a certain probationer violated the condition of probation? That is, of course, the violation report. Yun yung basis ng court sa pag-issue ng warrant of arrest. All right? So, sa parole at saka pardon naman, ang mga report dyan na importante ninyong tandaan sa parole and pardon. So pagka parole and pardon, ang mga report naman dyan ay yung progress report. Kaya ano yung progress report? It is a report referring to conduct of the parolee. No? Kung about sa conduct, that is progress report. Pero tandaan po ito po ay sa parole at saka po executive clemency. Okay? So ito yung mga report doon. Pero kapag ka po probation, tandaan nyo yung tatlong report na importante, yung post-sentence investigation report, yung violation report, at saka po yung termination report or yung probation officer's final report. Yun yung major reports na sinasubmit ng Parole and Probation Administration sa court. Okay? Kapag ka naman yung sinasubmit ng probation officer sa BPP, ito yon yung progress report about the conduct. Sa paroli at saka sa pardoni po ito. Status report naman kapag ka yung isang paroli or pardoni, no, ay nakakommit ng crime pero hindi pa convicted. Pagka naman po convicted na yung tao, mga kaibigan, ang report naman na isinasubmit ay infraction report. Okay, so pakitandaan, ano? violation kapag ka po yung client ay may violation sa condition ng parole or pardon. Okay, so tandaan yung mga report na ito, yung progress report about conduct of parole or pardonee, status report if a certain parole or pardonee committed a crime while he is under supervision but not yet convicted. Okay? Infraction report naman ang isasubmit ng PPA sa BPP if a certain client have committed a crime and he was already convicted, no? And violation report kapag ka naman yung isang paroli or pardoni ay nag-violate ng condition ng parole or pardon na nakasaad sa kanilang release document. All right? So I hope na clear, no? Yung mga report na isinasubmit ng PPA sa court at saka isinasubmit ng PPA sa BPP. All right? Okay, so under Section 44 of the PPA Omnibus Rules, ano ang nakasaad po dito? Modification or revision of probation conditions. During a probation supervision period, the trial court may motu proprio or by its own initiative or upon the motion of the city or provincial parole and probation office or by the probationer or his lawyer ay pwede pong i-modify ng court yung condition ng probation. Pero tandaan, no? Yung court pa rin ang pwedeng mag-modify. Pwede lang mag-motion yung probationer at saka yung probation officer, no? Effectivity and finality of modified or revised probation order, the trial court may modify. Tandaan, kung ang tanong sino ang nagmo-modify ng probation condition, that is the court, may modify or revise the probation order which shall become effective and final after promulgation and receipt thereof by the probationer unless specified otherwise by the said order. All right? So, ang mangyayari po kasi dyan kapag ka ang isang probationer, mga kaibigan, ay nag-violate, di ba, ng condition of probation. So, pagka may violation ng condition of probation, gagawa po ng tinatawag na fact-finding investigation. Okay? Then, pagka may fact-finding investigation, nagagawa ng violation report, sasubmit sa court. Yung court naman mag-i-issue ng warrant of arrest. Sir, pagka na-arresto ba yung isang probationer, ay automatic ba na mare-revoke ang kanyang probation? Hindi po, no? Once na yung probationer ay na-aresto, ay dadalhin sa korte para sa sinasabing summary hearing. Okay? Hindi automatic na pagka may violation report ay revoke na ang probation. Okay, bakit? Kasi ang probation ay isang privilege ito, no? Isang privilege yung probation kasi hindi lahat ay ginagrant. Pero once na nag-grant na yan, nagiging right. So bago matanggal na yan, no, kasi nagiging right, kailangan na ma-prove po na meron pong cause at kailangan na dumaan sa tinatawag na procedural due process. No? Procedural due process, mga kaibigan. Okay? Yun yung dahilan kung bakit magkakaroon ng summary hearing at pakikinggan yung panig ng isang probationer. Ganon, ano? O, kasi nga kailangan, una is kailangan ma-prove yung cause, yan, na may violation ng condition of probation. Ngayon, kapag ka po nagkaroon ng summary hearing at nakita na minor yung violation, kasi tatlo ang pwedeng decision ng court, no? Doon sa summary hearing na yan. So, pwede pong continue yung probation kung nakita ng court ay valid naman yung reason ng probationer, no? So, pwede pong ma-modify yung decision ng condition. Pwedeng ma-modify yung condition ng probation or yung pinaka malala ay pwede pong ma-revoke yung condition ng probation. Ngayon, pagka na-revoke, syempre, the court now will issue a mittimus for service of sentence. Anong sentence ang isa-serve ng tao pag na-revoke yung probation niya? Pag na-revoke ang probation, yung probationer ay isa-serve niya yung kanyang maximum original sentence that is imposed. Kasi nga nung nag-grant yung probation niya ay hindi naman po nabawasan kahit isang araw yung kanyang probation since yung kanyang sentence was suspended. Alright? So yun po ang sinasabi sa section 44 mga kaibigan sa modification ng probation condition. Alright? Pagka minor lang yung violation. Pero pagka nag-violate talaga, revoke no, yung probation. At pag na-revoke, yun nga, the probationer will serve his maximum original sentence or yung pong penalty that was imposed upon the crime that he have committed. Alright? The next question, which is or which of the following is not a valid ground for termination of probation supervision? Which of the following is not a valid ground for termination of probation supervision? Letter A, upon successful completion of probation. Letter B, the probationer committed another crime while under supervision. Letter C, the probationer died while under supervision. And Delta, the probationer committed a minor violation while under supervision. So the answer for this question is Delta. Okay? So Delta po yan. So kailan ba mateterminate yung probation supervision? Ang ibig sabihin, hindi na kailangan na i-supervise ang isang probationer. No? So the grounds for termination of probation are the following. No? Grounds for termination of probation supervision. First, successful completion of probation. Kapag kayong court ay nag-issue na ng final discharge, mga kaibigan, no, ay syempre hindi mo na kailangang i-supervise yung tao, no, or yung probationer since natapos na nga yung kanyang probation, no. Yan, at ang epekto nga ng pag-issue ng court ng final discharge ay nare-restore yung civil and political rights ng isang tao, no, na nag-undergo ng probation program. All right? Then second, probation revocation for a cause. Yan, pagka po na-revoke ang probation, mga kaibigan, ay syempre mag-i-issue na yung court ng mittimus order or mittimus for service of sentence. So hindi na kailangang i-supervise ng probation officer yung probationer. Okay? And Charlie, death of probationer, syempre kung namatay, sino pang isusupervise? Syempre hindi mo na kailangang pasyalan pa dahil patay na. Diba? Early termination of probation. Okay? May mga cases kasi na pwedeng i-recommend nung probation officer for early termination of probation yung pong probationer. Okay? Yan, kapag ka maganda yung response niya sa probation at considering na siya ay naka 6 months na o kaya na-serve niya yung 1/3 ng kanyang probation program, ay pwede po siyang i-recommend for early termination of probation. So kapag ka po na i-recommend at na-terminate yung probation program, edi hindi mo na kailangang subaybayan. And other analogous causes, reasons or on case-to-case basis as recommended by the probation office and approved by the trial court. Like for example, naging bedridden na po yung tao, alangan naman pong magre-report pa siya once a month, hindi na nga makagulapay mga kaibigan. So those are the grounds in which the probation supervision will be terminated. No? So, next question, the city and provincial parole and probation office shall submit to the trial court a probation officer's final report. Okay? Or yung tinatawag na termination report, no? Blank before the expiration of the period of supervision. Okay? Letter A, 15 days. Letter B, 30 days. Letter C, 45 days. And Delta ay 60 days. So ilang araw po ba yung pagsasubmit nung pong probation officer's final report before the expiration of the probation supervision, that is 30 days. Okay, so 30 days bago matapos po yung probation program ay kailangan na mag-report yung or gagawa ng tinatawag na probation officer's final report, or ito yung tinatawag na termination report. Yan. Ito kasi yung basis ng court sa pag-issue ng tinatawag na final discharge, and it must be submitted 30 days before the expiration of the probation supervision. Okay, that is under section 61 of the Omnibus Rules on Probation Methods and Procedures. All right. So, we have here the arrest of erring probationer. No? After having duly considered the nature and gravity of reported violation and based on the submitted violation report, yan, so tandaan ang basis ng violation report ay fact-finding investigation. Ano? The trial court may issue a warrant for the arrest of the probationer for serious violation. No? Then, may tanong dati sa board exam, automatic ba na once na nag-violate ng condition of probation, revoke agad, di ba? So once arrested and detained, the probationer shall be immediately brought before the trial court for hearing. Okay? Yung hearing, summary in nature. The probationer shall have the right to be informed of the violation charge as part of procedural due process. The court shall not be bound by the technical rules of evidence, but may inform itself all facts which are material and relevant to ascertain the veracity of the charge. The probationer may be admitted for bail pending. Habang dinidinig yung kanyang violation, ay pwede siyang mag-post ng bail or piyansa. In such case, the provision regarding release on bail of the charged with crime or offense shall be applicable to probationer arrested under this provision. All right. Disposition and effect of revocation at saka remedy after a serious violation of probation condition, at nakitaan nga na meron pong serious violation na establish, and the trial court may order the continuance of probationer's probation or modification. Ito yung sinabi kong tatlo na pwedeng decision ng court once na merong violation report na naisubmit sa korte. Pwede pong modification ng condition, pwedeng continue yung probation, or pwedeng revoke. Okay? Kapag ka po revoke, mga kaibigan, yan, pag na-revoke na, then the trial court order the probationer to serve the sentence originally imposed. Bakit walang bawas? Kasi nga, nung siya ay nag-grant ng probation, hindi naman po niya sinerve yung sentence, kasi nga yung sentence niya noon ay na-suspend, mga kaibigan. Alright? So, gagawa na yung court ng mitimus order for service of sentence. A court order modifying the probation condition in Section 34 or revoking probationer's probation shall not be appealable. So, hindi po appealable pagka po na-revoke ang probation, kasi sabi nga natin, the probation is under the exclusive jurisdiction of the court that has original jurisdiction over the case. So, eksklusibo lamang. Ano man ang kanyang desisyon, yun na ang final. Alright? So, early termination ng probation. So, ano naman yung mga pagkakataon ng ang probation ay pwede pong ma-terminate earlier than the probation program. Okay? So, the following probationers may be recommended for early termination of their probation period. Those suffering from serious or physical or mental disability, tulad ng deaf-mute, lepers na may leprosy, crippled, yan, the blind, senile, and bedridden, and the like. Hindi nga na nga makatayo. Siyempre, lang mapagre-reportin mo pa every or every month or once a month, ano? Yan. So pwede mo na i-recommend for early termination for probation. So those who do not need further supervision, no? Hindi na kailangan ng further supervision. Why? Because of consistent and religious compliance with all the condition and sumusunod naman sa lahat ng mga condition ng probation religiously, have a positive response to the programs of supervision designed para sa kanyang rehabilitation. There is significant improvement sa social and economic life. Absence of any derogatory record while under probation, marked improvement in their outlook life by becoming socially aware at saka responsible members ng family and community. And meron na siyang significant self-esteem or self-discipline and self-fulfillment. But take note, no, dito sa number 2, it must be or the probationer must have already served 1/3 of the imposed period of the probation. For example, kung 6 years ang probation, divided by 3, dapat siya po ay naka 3 years na. Di ba? No, ng probation program bago siya pwedeng i-recommend for early termination. Pagka 1 year naman ang kanyang probation program, basta naka 6 months siya. Why? Because no probation program shall be less than 6 months. Di ba? So no probation program shall be less than 6 months. Kaya kapag less than 18 months yung probation program, basta 6 months yung or basta naka 6 months dapat yung isang probationer bago siya pwedeng i-recommend for early termination of probation. All right? So, sino pa? Those who have to travel abroad. Ito yung pangatlo naman, no? Those who have to travel abroad due to any of the following. Meron ng approved overseas job contract or any other similar documents, pwedeng i-recommend for early termination. But take note, recommendation lang ang gagawin ng probation and parole officer. Depende sa court kung i-approve pa rin. O an approved application for scholarship or observation tour or study grant, no? Not less than 6 months, an approved application for immigration or an approved application to take the bar or board examination. So yan yung mga pagkakataon or pangatlo na reason para sa pag-recommend sa isang tao or probationer for early termination of probation. Okay, so those to render public service, yan, having been elected to any public office, those having been appointed, yan, pwedeng elected, appointed to public office, ay pwede pong recommend for early termination. And the probationers were not convicted for offense involving moral turpitude. Other probationers who have fully cooperated and participated with the program of supervision designed para sa kanilang rehabilitation and who are situated under conditions circumstances similar to those above described. All right? So yun yung mga 4, no, reasons para sa early or recommendation for early termination of probation. Okay, so structural and personal organization naman ng PPA, you know, the administration shall be headed by the administrator, no? Who shall be immediately assisted by deputy administrator. Dati yung deputy na yan assistant, pero ngayon based from the provision of 10707, no, ginawang deputy administrator na. So the highest position is administrator, the second highest position is deputy administrator. The administrator and deputy administrator shall be appointed by the president after na i-recommend sila ng secretary. No, yung secretary dyan, secretary ng Department of Justice. No? So the appointees to the position of administrator and deputy administrator must be holders of doctoral or master's degree in public administration, no, and or lawyers, at least once a year in supervisory experience in probation work. Ayan. Tapos every region, siyempre meron silang regional probation officers at saka deputy regional probation officers. And so the administration shall likewise continue to operate and maintain regional office in each administrative region, including NCR, and also a probation and parole office in every province or city in the country. So the regional and provincial and city offices administration shall be headed by a regional probation and parole officer sa region, syempre. Provincial and city probation and parole officer doon po sa province or city, no? Respectively, sabi diyan, of all whom appointed by the secretary. Yan, secretary ng Department of Justice upon recommendation by the probation administrator. All right? Okay, so let's proceed to the history and contributions, advantage and disadvantage of probation. So first question, what is the etymological origin of the word probation? When I say etymological, yan yung study of origin of words. Saan ba galing yung word na probation? Letter A, Greek word probare meaning punishment. B, Latin word probare meaning to prove or to test. Letter C, French word probare meaning crime, or German word probare meaning justice. So the answer is bravo. Ayan. From the French word muna yan, French word probation. Ayan. Probation. Tapos, iniram nila yung French na yan, ginawang Latin na probare. Ayan. Probare. Okay? Na ang ibig sabihin nga ay to prove or to test. Okay? Or yan nga po yung trial of forgiveness. Nasa Tagalog po ay subok laya. Ayan, kaya kapag ikaw ay sinubukang palayain pero sa dulo kayo pa rin, ang binigay sa iyo ay probation. Yung sabi niyo, palayain ng isa't isa kung kayo talaga. Yan. So that is the etymological origin. Tapos ginawa ni John Augustus na probation. Ayan, no? Next question, which is one of the purposes of the enactment of PD 968? Alin ba dito yung isa sa purposes ng pagpasa ng PD 968? Letter A, increase prison sentence. B, to promote correction and rehabilitation of offenders. Charlie, to abolish probation as a form of punishment. Or Delta, to prioritize punishment over reformation. So the answer for this question is bravo, no? So kung makikita ninyo pagka i-analyze nyo ito, negative, 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 ito lang ang positive pagka mga ganyang klase ng question. So what are the purposes of probation under Section 2 of PD 968 as amended? Una, no? Yan yung unang-una, yung nasa choices. Yung sagot mismo. To promote correction and rehabilitation of an offender by providing him with individualized treatment. Bakit individualized? Kasi nga, ay magkakandak muna ng tinatawag na case study. O ngayon, yung rehabilitation ng isang offender ay nakabase doon sa cause kung bakit yung isang tao ay nag-commit ng crime. It is patterned from the positivist theory that was introduced by Cesar Lombroso. Nasabi niya, there are reasons why a certain person committed the crime and this reason need to be determined. Yun yung cause. Kailangan ma-determine para eksakto or suitable yung kanyang treatment. Okay? Then, second is to provide an opportunity for the reformation or para sa pagbabago ng isang nagpipenitensya na offender which might be less probable if he will serve to prison sentence. Ano? Kasi nga naman kapag pagka po yung isang tao na nakakommit ng minor crime, isinama mo sa mga pusakal ng kriminal, pag i-apply natin yung differential association theory or that theory, ay pwede niyang matutunan yung mga skills ng hardened criminals at baka pwede pang maging mas malala yung kanyang gawin after na siya ay ma-release. Yan. So ang probation, a certain person is outside the prison, so hindi po siya maihahalo doon po sa hardened criminals. And of course, prevent the commission of offenses dahil sa mga conditions nito. O isa nga sa condition ng probation ay dapat hindi po mag-commit ng any crime at hindi mag-commit ng any violation of condition of probation, since kapag nag-commit ay pwedeng ma-revoke ang probation. At pagka na-revoke ay isa-serve yung sentence that was originally imposed. All right? Next question. How does probation contribute to the society? Ano nga ba nakaka-contribute yung pong probation sa ating society? Letter A, by increasing the cause of detention. Letter B, by promoting recidivism among detained offenders. Charlie, by preventing the excessive cause of detention. And Delta, by encouraging the clogging of courts. No? At ang sagot po dito ay Charlie. No? So by preventing the excessive cause of detention, since ang nagbabayad, no, kapag ka po kasi tinanggalan mo ang isang tao ng kanyang karapatang maging malaya, ay kailangan po pakainin. O pag dinitain mo yan. So ang budget ng mga prisoner ay 70 pesos per day. Okay? Kung meron kang 1,000 na detainees, so ang gastos mo every day ay 70,000 na. O, time is 30 days. Okay? So ang gastos na sa isang buwan ay 210 days. So malaki-laki. At ang pinanggagalingan niyan ay galing po yan sa tax, since tax is the blood life of the government. Ayan. So it prevents the excessive cost of detention, in which the cost comes from the tax of the people. Okay, next. In what way does the probation protect family as a cradle of human personality, considering na ang foundation ng katauhan ng isang tao ay ang pamilya, no? Letter A, by promoting restitution. Letter B, by preserving justice. Charlie, by maintaining unity of the home. And Delta, by depriving the wife and children of their husband and father. And the answer for this question is Charlie. It maintains the unity of home, since a certain convicted offender granted for probation ay hindi po siya ikukulong at mananatili pa rin yung unity ng home na tinatawag, composed of the husband, okay, the wife, and the children. Yan, sabi nga, ang paglaki ng mga bata ay kailangan ng kalingan ng isang ina at aruga, or kalingan ng ama at aruga ng ina. Ayan. So it is maintained, no, through the probation or the community-based correction probation. Okay, next question. How does the probation assist the government? Letter A, by increasing the population of prison and jails. Letter B, by intensifying the clogging, and dumadami, by lessening the load of prosecutors. Or Delta, by discouraging law enforcement effort. So the answer is very obvious, that is Charlie, by lessening load of prosecutors, na kung saan nagpapagbagal sa proseso ng cases. Yan. At syempre, mas lesser din ang kailangan mo na i-hire na prosecutor. Ayan. Next question. What is one way in which probation helps the offender? Which of the following choices, which probation helps the offender, yung offender mismo? Letter A, by decreasing the earning power. And hindi naman decreasing, by increasing or maintaining the earning power, syempre. Letter B, by isolating the individual from community. Letter C, by restoring the dignity. And Delta, by increasing the severity of punishment. And the answer for this is Charlie, by restoring the dignity of a certain probationer. Since kapag ang isang tao kasi ay nakulong, kahit na yan ay na-serve na yung sentence niya, andun pa rin yung stigma. Kumbaga, andun yung label kasi, once na ikaw ay galing sa kulungan. At yun po ay nawawala through probation, kung saan ay naibabalik ang dignidad ng isang individual was convicted for a crime, since hindi halata na siya ay convicted kasi nga siya ay hindi po nakulong. Kasi once na nakulong kasi, kahit lumabas, ang pangit po ng tingin ng mga mamamayan. Alright? Our next question, how does PD 968 contribute to preventing youthful or first-time offenders from turning into hardened criminals? How does PD 968 contribute in preventing youthful or first-time offenders? Okay. Letter A, by increasing punitive measures. Letter B, by promoting overcrowding in jails. Letter C, by providing second chance rehabilitation. Or Delta, by isolating offenders from community. No? So the answer is Charlie, by providing a second chance, no? Para po sila ay magbago pa. Ayan, no? Sa mga first time offenders. All right? Sa mga first time at saka minor yung kanilang offenses. Yan. All right. Next question. What financial benefits or benefit does PD 968 offer? What financial benefit does PD 968 offer? Letter A, increasing expenses in maintaining jails. B, cutting enormous expenses in maintaining jails. Charlie, encouraging tax burdens on offenders. And Delta, advocating for construction of more jails. So the answer is bravo, ano? Financial, no? It cut enormous expenses in maintaining jail since yung tao nga ay pwedeng mag-earn para sa kanyang sarili at hindi napapakainin ng ating gobyerno. At dahil doon, it cuts the enormous expenses. So, nababawasan yung gastos ng ating gobyerno sa pag-maintain ng jail. Next question, probation is a matter of blank but a matter of blank if granted. Okay, so yan ay nasabi ko na kanina. Probation is a matter of privilege but it will become a matter of right if it will be granted. Alright? Bakit po privilege, no, ang probation? Yan. So, yung pag-approve kasi niyan ay nakadepende sa prerogative ng court. Yan. Kaya hindi lahat ng nag-a-apply ng probation ay hindi pwedeng i-grant. Okay? That makes it a privilege, no? However, if it will be granted, it will become a right because it is already provided under PD 968, nagiging substantive right po siya. Alright? Kaya nga bago matanggal, pagka naging right na, bago maalis, kailangan na po na i-prove na meron pong dahilan or meron pong violation, no, as part of the substantive due process. Kailangan ma-prove yung cause at kailangan dumaan sa procedure. Kaya nga pagka po nag-violate ng condition ng probation, kailangan po na may summary hearing. Ayan, no? So yan po kasi kapag right na, kailangan ma-prove yung violation at kailangan po na tumaan sa tamang procedure. Next question. Which of the following appears to have been the first method of reducing the harshness of punishment? Kauna-unahang nag-appear na kung saan yung pong mga harsh punishment ay medyo na-reduce. Letter A, benefit of clergy. Letter B, judicial reprieve. Letter C, recognizance. Or Delta is transportation. So the answer for this question is alpha. Yan po yung benefit of clergy na kung saan kapag ka po ang mga pare ay nag-commit ng crime, no, ay may kasunduan between king and yung pong ecclesiastical court, no, na kung saan yung jurisdiction ay yung jurisdiction ay hindi po dapat sa king kundi sa ecclesiastical court under ng bishop. Ayan, ganon. Yun yung benefit of clergy na tinatawag. Yan. So yung judicial reprieve, ano po yan? Yun po yung postponement of execution of sentence by the court. Yan. And yung yun yung recognizance, yun nga yung ipagkakatiwala ang isang tao, no, doon sa isang individual na mapagkakatiwalaan. At yung characteristics ng dalawa na yan ay pinagsama at andun po sa tinatawag na probation. Kaya tinawag na ito yung mga forerunners ng probation. Bakit? Ang characteristics ng probation, once na na-receive yung application ng probation, the court will postpone the execution of sentence, which is a characteristics of judicial reprieve. Okay? In which the certain person will be supervised by another person. That is so yung supervision ay yung Parole and Probation Administration. Pero ang unang nag-supervise niyan ay si John Agustus. Yan yung ipagkakatiwala sa isang tao na mataas ang integrity sa komunidad. Yun po yung characteristics na nilagay sa probation ni John Agustus, no? What was the purpose of judicial reprieve in early English law? Ano nga ba yung purpose ng judicial reprieve in the early English law? That is to withhold the punishment temporarily or to temporarily postpone the execution. Kaya nga sana natin, postponement of execution of sentence. Yun po ang judicial reprieve. Okay, so withhold or to postpone the execution of sentence temporarily. Next question, what is known as binding over a good behavior? Binding over a good behavior, benefit of clergy, judicial reprieve, recognizance, or transportation. So the answer is recognizance. At ito ay pinapaniwalaan na dito directly galing yung probation. No? Pero, sabi ko nga kanina, galing sa dalawa na yan. Galing sa recognizance at saka po doon sa judicial reprieve yung pong characteristics ng probation. Kasi nga, once na may nag-apply ng probation, the court will suspend or temporarily suspend the execution of sentence. Diba? Pagkatapos nun ay yung tao ay isusupervise ng isang probation officer. So, he will be under supervision. At pagka maganda ang ipinakita hanggang matapos yung probation, then ano mangyayari? Mag-i-issue yung court ng final discharge. Yan, no? So, yan po yung tinatawag natin na recognizance. Okay, next, who is considered as the first probation officer, no? John Agustus, Edward Savage, Matthew Davenport-Hill, or Chudolo Natividad, no? So, ang sagot po dito ay si John Agustus. Siya po yung bootmaker or cobbler na kung saan ay pumunta sa korte at hiniling niya sa korte na isusupervise niya yung isang drunkard at wag muna itong i-convict. Okay? At siya nga rin yung nag-introduce ng salitang probation that was derived from the word probare. Ayan, ano? Siya yung nag-introduce ng more lenient type of punishment which is the probation. Yan nga yung pinagsama niya, no? Sa tingin nila, pinagsama niya yung characteristics ng judicial reprieve at saka po recognizance. Kasi nga, sa kanya ipinagkatiwala ng court yung supervision ng pong drunkard. Kaya ang first probationer ay isang manginginom. Yan, no? Si Edward N. Savage is considered as the father of probation in England. John Agustus is the father of probation in US. John Agustus is the father of probation in US. Matthew Davenport-Hill is the father of probation in England. Edward N. Savage is the first paid probation officer. Siya yung unang binayaran or siya yung first government probation officer. Okay, so siya yung unang binayaran. And Chudolo C. Natividad is the father of probation in the Philippines because he is the one who primarily authored, no, yung pong Act 4221 or the first probation law in the Philippines. And Chudolo C. Natividad is also considered as the father of criminal justice system, no? So yan po si John Agustus, father of probation in general, first probation officer. Pero kapag first official probation officer, yan, first official, that is Edward Savage kasi siya yung inappoint na ng government. Si John Agustus kasi pure volunteerism, no? Yan, sa England naman ay si Davenport-Hill. Next question. What is the second state to enact an adult probation system in US, in United States? Letter A, Massachusetts. B, Vermont Island, letter C, Rhode Island, and delta is New Jersey. So the answer is bravo, that is Vermont Island. No? So adult probation law started, no? Yung pioneer states is Massachusetts, syempre. Sumunod po yung Vermont. And we have the Rhode Island, yung fully state naman yan, yun yung una. We have New Jersey, New York, and California. Sa juvenile probation naman is Minnesota and Illinois are the pioneer states. Okay, next question. What law renamed probation administration to parole and probation administration na nagsusupervise sa paroli, pardoni at saka probationer na, no? So that is Executive Order number 292. Take note, sa PD 968, ang pangalan pa lamang nung organization which supervise the probationer is yung Probation Administration. By virtue of EO 292, which was passed in 1987, naging Parole and Probation Administration. Act 4221 is considered as the first probation law in the Philippines. However, it was declared unconstitutional in the case of People versus Vera because of the constitutionality of the probation provision of the law. Yan. PD9 or PD 603 is the Child and Youth Welfare Code of the Philippines. Next question. What is the first probation laws in the Philippines? Yan po yung Act number 4221. Pero dineclare nga na unconstitutional in the case of People versus Vera. Okay, next question. Mr. A is convicted offender and has already served his minimum sentence. Is he qualified to apply for probation? Okay, letter A, yes. B, no. Letter C, true. Letter D, false. So the answer is bravo, no. Why? No? Because sabi nga natin sa disqualification, no, a certain person who have already started serving his sentence cannot avail probation, no, because probation is an exemption to the general exemption of prospectivity. At tandaan natin, ang probation ay pwedeng ma-avail lamang within 15 days, no, from the date of promulgation of judgment, but within the period of perfecting the appeal. So once na na-issue na yung mitimus order, ay hindi na pwedeng mag-qualify for probation. Next question. Who investigate for the court referral for probation or supervises a probationer or both? Okay. So letter A, probation officer. B, trial court. Letter C, BPP. Or delta is president. So the answer is obvious. Yan po yung probation officer. Okay. So yung nag-iimbestiga, pagka in-specify yan, yung nag-iimbestiga doon po sa court referral, no, yung sa PSIR, yung nagkakandak ng PSIR, ang tawag sa kanya kasi probation officer lahat yan, ano, yung supervising parole and probation officer, di ba, yung investigating probation officer, chief of the parole and probation officer, lahat sila ay probation officer. Ngayon, pag in-specify yung question, sino yung inaatasan na mag-refer doon po sa court, no, yung tinatawag na investigating officer. Probation officer din siya pero inassign siya as the person who will conduct the post-sentence investigation and prepare the PSIR. Okay? Yung inassign naman para mag-supervise, ang tawag ninyo ay SPPO or the Supervising Parole and Probation Officer. Yan. Yung head ng office naman, yun yung Chief of the Parole and Probation Office. No? Pwedeng head ng regional office, yan, head ng city, yan, City Parole and Probation Officer, yung chief of the City Parole and Probation Officer, CPPO ang tawag niya. All of them are probation officers. Pero dahil general question, the answer is probation officer. Pero kung specific, alam nyo na po yung inyong isasagot. Alright? Next question. Within how many days the probationer shall present himself to the probation officer designed to undertake his supervision from receipt of the order? Letter A, 48 hours. Letter B, 3 days. Letter C, 15 days. And delta, 72 hours. Ano po ang tinatanong? Days. Yan. So ilang araw daw ay kailangang i-present ng isang probationer yung kanyang sarili sa probation officer. So ano po ang sagot dito? Bravo. Sir, bakit hindi po 72 hours? Yan. Bakit? Dahil yung tanong po, days, kaya po ang sagot ay days din. So days, kung days ang tinatanong, days ang isasagot. Okay? Pero kung ang question po ay what is the duration? What is the duration in which a certain probationer should report to the probation officer? So, kung ganun ang tanong, ay siyempre ang gagamitin natin ay yung ginamit sa batas which is 72 hours. Yan. Or within. No? Within 72 hours. Okay? So, yon. Kung ang tanong po ay ganon. Pero dahil days ang tinatanong, yan yung isasagot po natin. That is the best answer, 3 days. Yan. Okay, next. Within how many days shall the resolution of the court in either granting or denying probation be issued by the judge? Okay, that is within 15 days from the receipt of the post-sentence investigation report. Yan. So kung kompleto yan, within 15 days from receipt, no, mula nung na-receive niya yung post-sentence investigation report. Doon mag-uumpisa yung 15 days, mga kaibigan. Next question. Within how many days the probation officer shall submit to the court the investigation report on a defendant from receipt of the order to conduct the investigation? Okay, so letter A, 5 days. Letter B, 15 days. C, 30 days. And delta, 60 hours. Within how many days does the probation officer submit to the court the investigation report on defendant from receipt of the order of the investigation? Okay? So, actually, wala pong tamang sagot po dito. Hindi po dapat 60 hours ito, no? So, it may be a typographical error. Okay? So, this must be not later than 60 days, no, from the receipt of the order of the court. Okay? So, yan po, no? How many days will the officer submit the court the investigation report on a defendant, no? Yan, so that is 60 days po dapat, hindi po 60 hours. That is a typographical error. Next question. Mr. Kenneth Abraham is a probationer and he wants to travel outside his territorial jurisdiction. What form will he need to file to the city or provincial parole and probation office? PPA Form 7, 24. Yan, dalawa lang naman yung form na pwede yung pamilihan dyan. Of course, that is PPA Form number 7. Okay, yan yung travel permit na tinatawag. Okay, so next topic po natin ay yun pong tinatawag na administrative process. Yan, because it is an administrative function of the executive branch of the government, and that is parole. So what is parole? Okay, parole is a program, no, na under ng Board of Pardon and Parole or BPP, in which a prisoner, okay, after serving the minimum penalty is granted by the BPP under the provision of indeterminate sentence law, no, and a certain prisoner will be released. Okay, so tandaan, no, kapag ka po sa parole, a certain prisoner will be released, okay, after serving minimum penalty doon sa kanyang sentence. Kasi merong sa indeterminate sentence law, merong minimum, medium at saka maximum. So for example, reclusion temporal. Okay, so that is 12 years, 1 day hanggang 20 years. So may range po siya, no? Once na yung isang convicted offender or yung prisoner ay na-serve na yung 12 years, 1 day, which is the minimum, ay po pwede na po siyang mag-apply ng parole. And pag nag-grant, pwede siyang i-release pero kailangan niyang sundin ang condition na i-impose naman ng Board of Pardon and Parole. Alright? So, parole came from the French word parole, which means word of honor. O yun nga po yung palabra de honor, references prisoners of war promising not to take up against the current conflict if release. Yan yung mga prisoners of war. Pagka i-release sila, magpapromise na hindi na sila makikisali sa digmaan. Doon po galing yung word na parole. Alright? Okay, so question, the following are considered as members of the BPP, except, okay, letter A, administrator of PPA, letter B, sociologist, letter C, police officer, and Delta, a member of Philippine Bar. So, sino ang hindi pwedeng maging miyembro ng BPP or Board of Pardon and Parole? That is a police officer. Sino-sino nga ba ang members ng BPP or sino-sino ang bumubuo ng BPP? Dati 7 lang yan, ano? Pero may nadagdag yan, yung member ng judiciary. Dati po ay 6 members at saka yung chairman, which is the Secretary of Department of Justice. Pero under Executive Order number 868 series of 2010, the chairman of the Board of Pardon and Parole is or the head of the BPP is chairman or chairperson. Siyempre, kung may babae, yan, chairperson. So rank is undersecretary, assisted by 7 members, no? Privileges as an assistant secretary. So sino yung mga members? Yung sociologist, yan, clergyman, sa simbahan galing, siyempre, or yes. Number 3, educator. Number 4, person with training experience sa correction work. Number 5 is members of Philippine Bar. Yan, 6 is a retired member of the judiciary. At pang 7, yung administrator of the parole and probation. At siya po ay ex officio. When we say ex officio, that is an accompanying office by virtue of position. And take note, from these members, one must be a woman, and they are appointed by the President after recommendation by the Secretary of Department of Justice. At dahil President ang nag-appoint, no, kasi ang una dyan, i-recommend sila ng Secretary of Department of Justice. Tapos i-appoint sila ng President. Pag na-appoint ng President, i-confirm yan ng Commission on Appointment. Yan, COA. Yan, para maging permanent yung kanilang position. Term of office, 6 years. Okay, next. The following are qualified to apply for parole. The following are qualified to apply for parole except letter A, offender has served minimum of his sentence. Letter B, the maximum of his penalty exceeds 1 year. Letter C, the offender is serving an indeterminate sentence. And Delta, the offender is serving a determinate sentence. So the answer is Delta. Dapat ay under ng indeterminate sentence law. Yan. So sino ba yung mga disqualified for parole? No, the following prisoners shall not be granted for parole or disqualified. Those convicted of an offense punished with death penalty, reclusion perpetua, or life imprisonment. Kung ganyan ang sentensya, ay kailangan mag-avail muna ng commutation of sentence. No? Kasi disqualified sila for parole. Doon na lang sila sa executive clemencies. Those convicted for treason, conspiracy, or proposal to commit treason. Those convicted for misprision of treason, rebellion, sedition, and coup d'etat. Those convicted of piracy, mutiny, and high seas or Philippine waters ay hindi rin kasama or hindi rin qualified. Pero pwede silang mag-avail ng amnesty. Those who are habitual delinquent. So when you say habitual delinquent, ano ba yung habitual delinquent? No? Within 10 years or wala pang 10 years mula nung sila i-release, nag-commit ulit ng another crime falling under the crime of serious or serious physical injury, robbery, theft, estafa, or falsification. Yan. So nag-commit na naman third time or opener. Those who escape from confinement or evaded service of sentence are not also qualified for parole. Those who were granted for conditional pardon but violated the terms, no? Those whose maximum term of imprisonment does not exceed 1 year. Yun yung straight penalty. Kapag ka po 1 year below, hindi pwedeng mag-avail ng parole, no? Kaya kapag 1 year below ang penalty mo tapos hindi ka nagrantan ng probation, ay kailangan kulong na talaga yon, no? Kasi hindi ka rin pwedeng mag-avail ng parole. Those suffering from mental disorder as certified by government, psychiatrists or psychologists, those whose conviction is on appeal, no? Naka-appeal pa. Ang jurisdiction kasi kapag ka naka-appeal pa yung kaso is under the judicial branch, no? Hindi pa pwedeng mangialam syempre yung BPP dyan. Then those who have pending criminal cases are not also qualified for parole. So tandaan, yung mga disqualification na yan, kasi kahit isa dyan ang tanungin, pwede nang gawing situational question. Ano? Yan. So what is the difference between parole and probation? Okay? What is the difference? Hindi naman versus, no? Pero para ma-distinguish lang yung difference nila, nilagay na versus. Yan. Pero di naman magkalaban yan actually, no? Parole is an administrative process or administrative function exercised by the executive branch ng government. Okay, while probation is a judicial function because it is exercised by court. Kaya ang probation is a judicial process actually because ang nag-grant yan ay court under the judicial branch pa yan. Parole is granted to a prisoner only after serving a minimum ng kanyang sentence while probation granted an offender immediately after conviction and no need to serve the sentence in jail, no? Ang parole extension of institutional correction. Kaya ang parole pag nag-violate ng condition ng parole, pwedeng arestuhin without the benefit of warrant of arrest kasi nga continuation of service of sentence yan. Kapag nag-violate ng condition ng parole ay pwede siyang arestuhin kahit walang warrant of arrest kasi yan ay papasok sa warrantless arrest. Yun yung escape prisoner. Ano? It is conditional release of prisoner whereby he is placed under supervision after serving his minimum sentence, while a probation is substitute for imprisonment. Probation is alternative, no, to imprisonment. Instead of being confined in prison, a probationer is released to the community with the condition na inimpose ng court and upon supervision of a probation officer. So the parole is granted by the Board of Pardon and Parole, while probation is granted by the trial court which has original jurisdiction over the case. So yun po yung kanilang pagkakaiba or ilan sa pagkakaiba nila mga kaibigan. Sa tawag naman, ang isang tao na nagrantan ng parole ay tinatawag na parolee. Ang tawag naman sa nagrant ng probation ay probationer. So yun pa yung mga karagdagang pagkakaiba. Siyempre, ang parole is under the indeterminate sentence law under Act number 4103. Ang probation ay under ng PD 968 as amended by 10707. Alright? So sa parole investigation process, no, if the petitioner's application is considered, no, the board will issue a referral requesting the PPA to conduct within 30 days upon receipt thereof a pre-parole investigation at magsasubmit ng pre-parole investigation report. Upon receipt of the said report, the board shall assess and determine whether the petitioner is qualified for parole, no? O kaya naman ay kung executive clemency, edi executive clemency. If the offender deserve to enjoy benefit of being placed on parole, then a release document or specifically known as discharge on parole will be issued to a prisoner's temporary liberty. So yan yung ini-issue mga kaibigan ng BPP, no? Para sa ganon ibibigay yan sa warden or jail warden o kaya director ng Bucor para i-release yung isang offender na nagrantan ng parole, no? And he will be put under supervision, ganon. Tapos pagka po na-release na yung isang paroli o kaya pardoni mula sa kulungan, ay meron siyang 15 days para mag-report naman doon sa parole and probation officer. Ganon, no? 15 days po mga kaibigan yon. Yan. Tapos pagka nag-report sa parole and probation officer, yung isang paroli or pardoni, yung probation officer ay magre-report naman sa BPP immediately. Immediately naman. Dati yung 15 days na yan, 45 days. Tapos yung immediately na yan, 15 days. Pero dahil nga mabilis na yung transportation ngayon, yung 45 ginawa naman ng 15 days, no? Yung dati na 15 days ginawa ng immediately yung pag-report ng once na dumating yung parole or pardoni doon sa or nagpakita sa probation officer, kailangan yung probation officer ay mag-report doon sa BPP immediately na. Alright? Next question. Among the following, who may grant a parole? O, sino ba yung nag-grant ng parole dyan? That is the BPP. Okay? So, BPP ang nag-grant po ng parole. Pagka naman probation, court. Yan, court. Pag executive clemency, president. Okay. Pag amnesty naman, president pa rin, but with the concurrence of Congress. Next question. The following are qualified to apply for parole except letter A, the offender has served the minimum of his sentence. B, maximum of his penalty exceed 1 year. Charlie, the offender is serving an indeterminate sentence. And Delta, the offender is serving a determinate sentence. So, naulit po yan. The answer is Delta. Next question. The following are qualified. So, naulit is Delta. Next question. Mr. Eka is a prisoner and has already served his minimum period of his sentence inside a prison. His maximum penalty of imprisonment does not exceed 1 year. Okay, provided that he already served minimum of his sentence, is he qualified to be granted parole? The answer is no, because the penalty does not exceed 1 year or the penalty is a straight penalty. Therefore, Mr. Eka is disqualified to avail parole. So, ibig sabihin, hanggang matapos yung kanyang sentensya, isa-serve niya yon sa kulungan. Alright? So, ano naman yung executive clemency, mga kaibigan? No? Ano ang executive clemency at sino ang nabibigyan nito? Siyempre, chief executive or yung pong president of the Philippines. Yan, no? So, executive clemency is an act of mercy or leniency granted by the president after receiving a recommendation from the BPP. The act of leniency may be in the form of reprieve, no? Pero hindi po ina-exercise ngayon ang reprieve kasi ang reprieve ng president is the postponement of the execution of death penalty, no? Postponement of execution of death penalty ang reprieve by the president. Okay? Then absolute pardon, yan. Conditional pardon. Kapag sinabing absolute pardon, ito yung pardon na walang condition. Pero pwede lang ma-avail ang absolute pardon kapag ka po na-serve na yung maximum sentence. O kaya, natapos na yung probation. O kaya, natapos na yung parole. Yun po yung absolute pardon, no? And we have conditional pardon or conditional pardon, pero meron pong mga condition or parole conditions. And yung susunod ay yung commutation of sentence, no? As may be granted by the President of the Philippines upon recommendation of the BPP. Ayan, no? Okay, so kasama din sa Section 19 Article 7 yung amnesty, no? Yung amnesty, pero may kakaibang characteristics kasi ang amnesty. Kasi ang amnesty ay pwedeng ibigay sa mga political offenders. Ayan. So yung mga nakakommit ng political offense. So binibigay ito sa political offenders. Okay? Ang tawag dito ay general pardon o kaya naman ay special pardon. Yan. binubura niya hindi lang yung penalty kundi yung mismong crime. Yan. So we will be having a separate discussion about amnesty later on. Ang pardon naman pwedeng absolute or conditional. Pero ang absolute pwedeng ma-avail yan kapag ka po na-serve mo na yung absolute pardon can be availed if you have already served your maximum sentence. O kaya, pag nag-undergo ng probation, dapat na-issuehan na ng final discharge ng court. O kaya kapag nag-undergo ng parole, na-issuehan na siya ng certificate of final release and discharge. In short, ang absolute pardon ay pwedeng ma-avail pag natapos na yung sentence. No? Yan. So, ang conditional pardon naman ay pwede po na ma-avail pag na-serve na yung one-half ng maximum sentence. So, example, no? Kapag ka po ang sentence reclusion temporal, yung one-half ng maximum nun, ano ba maximum nun? 20 years, no? Okay, pag naka 10 years na, pwede nang mag-avail ng conditional pardon. Ang amnesty naman ay po pwedeng ma-avail ng mga political offenders. Yan. At ang nature nga niyan, it will look backwards and it will erase not only the penalty but also the crime. So pag nagrantan ka ng amnesty, as if you did not committed any crime. Kinabukasan, pwede ka nang magkandidato. No? Yan. So ganun po ang amnesty, mga kaibigan. But it can only be granted to the political offenders. But kailangan po kasi yan ng two-third concurrence. Two-third concurrence of the Congress. Yan. Reprieve is the postponement of execution of sentence. No? Usually death penalty. Yung commutation of sentence, hindi naman lalaya ang isang tao dito sa commutation of sentence actually, ano? Kundi i-reduce yung sentence. Reduction of service of sentence lang po ang commutation of sentence, ano? Kaya kung makikita natin ang program na kung saan nakalaya talaga ang mga convicted offender ay tatlo lang yan. Yung probation, yeah? Yung probation, ay lalaya talaga yung isang convicted offender pero kailangan sumunod sa condition na inimpose ng court. Yung parole, which is considered as administrative process, at saka yung pong conditional pardon. Ito yung mga programs in which a certain convicted offender are released, no, to the community pero kailangan nilang sumunod sa conditions. Yan. Okay? So kapag ka po probation, sino ang nagbibigay ng conditions po dyan? Siyempre, yung court. O, kapag ka po parole, yung pong BPP, mga kaibigan. Okay, pagka conditional pardon, yung pa ring BPP. Pero ang nag-grant niyan ay yung presidente. Ngayon, kapag ka ang a-applyan ng isang convicted offender ay parole, okay, kanino naka-address yung kanilang request? Sa BPP, syempre. O pagka probation naman, sa court pa rin naka-address yung application or doon sa trial court. Kapag ka naman executive clemency, lahat ng executive clemency, naka-address po dapat yung application sa President ng Pilipinas or sa President pero nakalagay sa baba true. Yan. So kailangan po na i-course through kanino? Sa BPP. Bakit? Kailangan po ng recommendation ni BPP bago i-grant ng President yung mga executive clemency. Okay? So tatandaan po yan mga kaibigan. Ano? So kung ang tanong, a certain convicted offender who want to apply for probation, to whom he will course through the application for executive clemency, ko-course through yan sa BPP. Kanino naka-address yung request or yung application? Sa President. Okay? So dyan na po nagtatapos ang ating discussion dito po sa video presentation na ito at maraming salamat sa inyong pakikinig at sana po ay meron kayong natutunan mula sa video presentation na ito. Now, yung PowerPoint is designed by Sir Wiljan Giyang Manansala. Maraming salamat at magandang araw sa inyong lahat.